Good morning. Thanks for joining me this morning. It's another bright day in the Pacific Northwest. I know we've had some better weather here than a lot of other places this year, and I really am grateful for that. So thanks for taking time to come to my continuing education. And today I want to talk a little bit about affirmations and what they are, because they are something that we really should think about and look at. And I'm going to teach you how and why we would want to do that. So again, thank you for joining me. I'm Diana Hinkle, and I love and have the passion to educate you about using essential oils. So this is my continuing education on using essential oils. There are a lot of many modalities out there for health and wellness. I just know more about essential oils, and so I look forward to teaching every single one of you on different ideas, different things that we can do for us, for our families, and our wellness. You know, what does it look like, and how can you be prepared or proactive? Because most of us wait until we have a problem before we have anything, and then we go to the store or we go get what we need. Well, why can't you have something on hand just in case? I just got off the phone with somebody like that who has not got what they need, and the whole family is sick. And so now it's like, what do you do? How do you be prepared? Well, that's what part of this is about, is how can you have a little bit more empowerment because you are prepared. And that's what essential oils are all about. Today, I really want to give you a better look, or a different look, of how you can have abundance in your life. Most of you already know what essential oils are. And if you don't, then I invite you to look at some of my other videos or find out really what they all are. Because knowing what essential oils really are and how they can help you is a key factor to a lot of things that we do with them, especially today with affirmations. What is an affirmation? What is it? Have you ever looked it up? Have you ever thought about that? So an affirmation in itself is simply a positive reaction or action to a statement. When you agree with something, that's an affirmation, okay? So the statement is a declaration, okay? In your daily life, your conversations every day that you have, right? Because without that, we wouldn't have an affirmation. But what about those negative thoughts that come about every day? I know we all have negative thoughts, right? So what does an affirmation have to do with essential oils? What's the value there? So I'm going to teach you that value, and I'm going to teach you what essential oils do for us. But first, like I said, you have to understand what essential oils are. So essential oils in themselves are plant-based, right? So that plant-based product, whether it's seeds, bark, roots, flowers, citrus, it comes from everything. And the structure of an essential oil is what protects your plant matter. So if it's protecting the plant from harm, then can't it do the same thing for us? It does. And that's why when you're using essential oils, it's such a good opportunity to help the body enhance the body's ability to heal itself, because it's a natural product that the body naturally knows what to do with, okay? And they're so amazing because within 30 seconds you can have a result from an essential oil, or you can simply smell it, right? Take the lid off and smell it. Aromatherapy. So everybody's heard of aromatherapy. Maybe you haven't, but I think the majority of us have heard about that. And what are the benefits of aromatherapy? Isn't that a lot of voodoo? It is not. It really is not. So the chemistry, so what happens with essential oils and you smelling them, it changes our mood. So if you've ever gone somewhere and you smell something, you're going to have one of two reactions. Either you're going to smell it and you're going to love it, right? And you're going to go, oh my gosh, what is that aroma, right? And it makes you feel good, or it might remind you of something positive in your life, right? Maybe it reminds you of grandma. Maybe it reminds you of the farm. It doesn't matter. But it can also trigger those negative emotions too, not just positive emotions. And so if you have something that triggers those positive emotions, that you want that. But if it is negative, you don't want that. You don't want to smell that. But what I will say, however, if it triggers a negative response, then it is something that you really want to have because you want to help your body heal from that negative response, okay, that negative emotion. And so either way, like I said, it's either going to be a positive or it's going to be a negative result. Okay, that's what essential oils do. They change the way our memory is. They change the chemistry in our brain to go, oh my gosh, I need this, or it's, oh my gosh, I want to run away from it. So if you've ever smelled that skunk, you usually the other direction, right? Because it stinks. Or, well, only if they, spray you. But there's a lot of other smells, aromas that we smell that we don't like. Okay, we don't like burnt toast. That doesn't smell good. And that's just a simple thing, right? But that doesn't usually create a bad thing. It just means that you don't like it, right? So since essential oils have the ability to change your mood by simply smelling them, take the cap off and smell them, unfortunately, most of the population doesn't believe in it. And it's sad that that is the case because they have no idea the benefits. Maybe you don't really know the true benefits of essential oils. And that's a shame because I want you to understand, and I hope that you will learn more about essential oils and how they can help you. What are the benefits? It's more than just wellness, but emotions are our wellness too, because emotions have a lot to do with our physical well-being. And even though you may not think, subconsciously it's still there, but consciously we might, well, I forgave them a long time ago, or I forgot about that, right? But we have those bad emotions, those negative emotions are locked up somewhere. How do you get them out? And how do you really truly heal so that you can have an abundant life? We were put here on this earth not to be miserable, but to be happy. Where's the joy? Do you have joy in your life? That's what I'm talking about. So the affirmations, along with using essential oils, are like the best thing on this planet because you can really change the direction that you go. So how do you do that, and how do you know how to do that? So first off, like I said, we are looking at the negative thought versus positive thought. How many negative thoughts do you have in a day? Have you ever really thought about it? And it can be as simple as, I don't have enough time. Okay, that's a negative thought. I'm not good enough. Thought. If we look at if we are looking at the thoughts, And all day long, things that we say, I can't do, or the word I can't. You know, I have a granddaughter. Every time she's over here and I have the horses, I finally one day told her, I says, you're going to get rid of the word I can't. Because she was old enough, she knew how to put everything on the horse. And she would be, I can't do this, I can't do that. And finally it's just, all right, we're done with the I can't. Because when you tell yourself, I can't, or I don't, that's a total negative thought, okay? So let's look at this a minute. Most of us know what a vision board is. Vision boards are huge. But a vision board is to put everything on that board that you're looking for in your life, right? Whether it's an income, whether it's the new car, whether it's a new house, maybe it's a boat, whatever it is that you're wanting, you put that on your vision board, okay? But here's what I'm going to say. You can make a vision board, but if you're really not looking at the vision board every day, you can't manifest what you want. Because what the mind sees doesn't have to be physical in front of us. It's what we give that thought, that positive thought, that vision, and let that mind see it every single day. So when you look at your vision board, you don't just walk by it. Oh yeah, I got a vision board there. You actually have to stop and you actually have to study it so that the mind changes. The mind will change to see what you've put there. And at some point down the road, you're going to be, oh my gosh, that was on my vision board. That's incredible. So you manifest whatever it is that you're looking for. So that's what a vision board is about. So why can't we do that with your negative thoughts? How can you take away those negative thoughts and put in positive thoughts? Well, first of all, you have to identify those negative thoughts. What are you telling yourself every day? Okay? Well, I can't do this. I'm not worthy. I don't make enough money. Whatever it is. And I could give you a whole list of them. And how do you change them? So since essential oils, aromatherapy with essential oils, have the ability to change that thought process from a negative to a positive thought, that's what we want to look at, okay? We want to help the body, the mind, visualize a different thought. So every negative thought that you have, I encourage you to write it down. And what's the opposite positive thought to that negative? Find the oils that you like. Okay, because here's where it's like, well, what oils do I use? Right? If we're trying to make it into a positive thought, what essential oils do you love? That's the first step. Yeah, we could go into a whole lot more and we could say, okay, use this one, this one, this one. But the first step is to change from the negative to the positive. We're going to reinforce that positive emotion. So to reinforce that is find the essential oil that you love so that you can change your thought process to a positive emotion. Okay? That's the first thing. So just like that vision board, we are trying to manifest something better in our lives, that abundance, right? And since we know that essential oils have the ability to change our thought process or to change our mood, then that's why aromatherapy can be so awesome for us and affirmations so awesome for us. And I encourage all of you to find people or find something online that can help you in those affirmations. There are plenty of books out there with affirmations in them. One book that I really like is with Dr. Sue Lawton. I don't have it here because I loaned it out, and I don't remember who I loaned it to, and I never got it back. So I have to reorder it. But it's Healing Ever After by Susan Lawton and Rebecca Hensey. And it is a beautiful book because not only does it have all the affirmations of what to say for this particular negativity, it also gives you the essential oils that you can look at and use, right? That's a huge thing because in order to understand and really get into the essential oils along with the affirmations, it takes a lot of effort, and there's some studying that needs to be there. So I'm going to let those that know what they're doing and went before me, who know, who are doctors, who are health coaches, who know the essential oils from top to bottom, and they know which ones that will be best chemically, because there's constituents or compounds within every essential oil, and each one of those gives us different results for different things. No different than our health, our physical health. This is something that you're looking for. So we're going to let them be the experts. I'm not the expert. I know enough, and I know enough to help you understand a little bit more and to give you the information to help you get to where you want to go. And that's what this is all about. I'm not here to treat, diagnose, or cure anything. But if we start with our emotional health, we can eliminate so many physical problems and physical challenges, maybe, okay? And so learning those affirmations are extremely important, I feel, because we change our outlook, we change where we're going, and we have that abundant life that we want. But until we change and decide to change and get into a better thought process, then it's never going to change. Another book, which I do have here that I'm reading currently, is called Timeless. This is the book. And this is really, really cool. Now this one has a lot of affirmations in it, but it doesn't have the essential oils associated with the affirmation. So the lady that's a co-author of this book, I know, and she pointed that out to me, and it's like, oh, and she knows about essential oils, and it's like, that's great. Have you ever thought about adding essential oils to the affirmations? And she's like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. And it's like, why haven't you? Is my thought process. But she was like, that's awesome to know that, because you take these thoughts. So let's look at a couple of them, since I have this book right here. So thoughts or negative thoughts are limiting beliefs, okay? When you use those words, I don't, I can't, I'm not, those are such negative belief in yourself or whatever's going on. And if we start deciding that we can change that to a different belief and to a new positive belief, that's huge. So huge to change those beliefs and get rid of those negative things that haunt us. Sometimes it does really haunt us. So, like, a really good one. I am not good enough. Have you ever thought that? I know I have. But what you have to do, or what you should do, is stop. Whenever that thought comes up and you're like, oh, wait, let me change that thought process, that I'm not good enough. So instead of saying I'm not good enough, say I am good enough. I accept me. I love and accept myself unconditionally. I rejoice at the thought of me. I love myself unconditionally. I forgive myself. I love myself. I am an amazing individual. Okay, all of those. Not that you have to use every single one of them, but you change that I'm not good enough to one of those positive thoughts. And if you apply an essential oil that you love, that you just smell, and you want to change out the oil that you love for every thought that you have. So the affirmation has like, you love wild orange, then use wild orange when you say I'm not good enough. Now you are going to say I am good enough, and I do love myself unconditionally, and smell that oil. So that every time you start getting into that negative emotion, you now can pick up your wild orange, and you're like, oh, I am good enough. It just makes things better, makes life better. Okay? That's what we're doing. Change that negative to the positive. And I encourage you to sit down, write down every day. If you find yourself in that negative thought, write it down. Or send it in an email, send it in a text to yourself so that you can change that negative thought to a positive thought. And you will be amazed at the difference it will make in your life. And I can't stress enough on how many limiting beliefs we have in our lives. Because for some reason, when people say, oh, I don't have a good job, I don't have this, I don't have that, negative, 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 I call them negative nannies. It's like, I've had many people in my life that have been very negative. All they talk about is negative this, negative that. It's like, I don't need to be around people like that. I want to help them. But sometimes people aren't willing to help themselves. And I really encourage you to pick up that pen, know what your limiting beliefs are, and rewrite your story. Rewrite your journey and the rest of your life so that you can have the abundance and you can have what it takes to enjoy your life. Limiting beliefs, we all have them. All of us. Well, there might be a few of you out there that don't have, but it doesn't matter how good we are. Doesn't matter how well our life is. We still are going to have those negative thoughts. And if you find yourself in that position to where you lash out at people, what's going on in your life? Why are you doing that? Why do you get to where it's a demand versus helping someone understand where you're coming from? So I encourage you again to write it down, think about what you're saying, and think about what's the opposite of what you're saying so that you can have a better life and an abundant life. So I hope you guys get enough out of this. I'm not going to go into all the essential oils. I know that I use doTERRA. I really, really trust the company for their potency and their purity. And not that you have to. And I know that I'm getting the best quality possible. Because even if we smell an oil or if we put it on us topically, we still have to have the integrity. We still need that trust, knowing that we have a pure and potent product. Because no matter how you look at it, whether smelling it or topical, it's still getting in you. So please make sure that what you are using is a good essential oil. Okay? Know where it's coming from. Ask questions. Because typically what you get off a store shelf is adulterated, one way or the other. Really look at that. Know it's just because it's not on the label. Not everything is going to be on the label that's in the bottle, and just because it says 100% doesn't mean that you're getting all 100% essential oil. It just means somewhere in that bottle there's some essential oil. Okay? So ask questions, know where it comes from, and trust the person that you have been talking with. Okay? So that leaves me with my daily continuing education. Know those affirmations, change your negative thoughts to positive thoughts, and see what happens. I truly hope that you are blessed and have an abundant life. And you guys take care of yourself, and we will see you next week.